Hey everybody, here with Andrew. We're talking half-ass professionals today, and we're going to discuss the TTI Canic, which seems to be the latest hotness in anywhere on the interwebs with firearms, right? I mean, I can't go a day without seeing this thing on some short, some YouTube, or some tuber talking about it.
Or somebody talking about how it's being price gouged everywhere in the internet.
We'll get into that.
Oh, yeah.
But first, we will give away 500 rounds, 9mm brass case from Winchester to one lucky subscriber when we get to 2,500 subs. Boys and girls, as of the time of this recording, we're about 11 short of 1,000. Help us get over that hump and get entered into win 500 rounds of brass case 9 just by subscribing.
Did you ever think we'd even make it to 1,000?
No.
I mean, how many foam hexagons does one person have to buy to get 1,000 subscribers?
Well, I can tell you about 180. Before we get into the Canik, one happy accident that happened recently. So at SHOT Show and then at our Buy Group show, we ran into Savior Equipment, which we started carrying in the store. We've covered them a little bit. I've got a bag behind me here at Savior. Love their stuff. It's awesome. We have it in the store. You should check it out. But one new thing they were bringing out was Ear Pro, which we found pretty interesting. I mean, a lot of companies make some sort of Ear Pro out there, whether it's Allen, Caldwell, Walker, and then you get into your higher end stuff like Peltors and shit like that.
Right.
But these are Apollo Ear Pro by Savior Equipment, and they are amazing.
Yeah, they pretty much took all the features that people love about really high-end ear protection, and they brought it all to a budget-friendly point. So they have a really great, comfortable headband. They have really great active noise availability with the really nice big scroll wheels, and they come with really comfortable gel ear cups right out of the box. And the funny thing is when we got these in, everybody was like, hey, I think these are priced wrong because they're cheaper than everything we sell.
Yeah, these retail for around $40, right?
Yeah, they're so nice. So that's one of the newest products that we started carrying in the store. And I look forward to it being probably one of the most popular things that we carry in the store.
They work just like walkers do, which we do a lot with. I mean, hell, I've got multiple pairs behind me on the wall. This is just a better mousetrap at a better price point. We'll see what time does to them as far as durability goes, but I think they'll last just as long, if not longer, with the way they're designed. But don't want to dive too far into these. But if you guys are looking for a sweet active ear pro, check out Apollo by Savior Equipment. We have them in store in all the colors of the rainbow. They're amazing. They retail around $40.
They're very comfortable.
We just got done with a range trip, which we're going to discuss because this gun is even still hot from shooting it. And I wore these for an hour and a half and barely noticed them. The walkers start digging in on my head where the eyes are.
Yeah.
Not at all. These are amazing. One little quippy thing is the fact that when you turn it down, it goes, bye.
Oh, yeah, the beeping.
And it's like R2-D2 on steroids, and it's loud as hell. If you have tinnitus at all, you want to take them off, then turn them off. No, I mean, we'll see how the durability is. So
there you go. Can't survive a fall to the ground. It's not good quality. So
agreed.
There you go. Let's talk about this Canik.
Yes. So I'm a Canik shooter. You don't own any Canics, correct?
I actually do not own a single Canik. I have shot dozens of Canics, but I have never purchased one.
Okay, so I'm a Canik fanboy. I mean, I've mentioned that multiple times in tons of videos we've done. Between my wife and I think we are now at like 9 or 10. We might even be double digits now. She's got that stupid Miami one because...
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the Miami.
Yeah, she loves them. I love them. So every year it seems like there's a new SHOT Show released with Canik, and I'm like, gotta have it. This year was the TTI Canic. So as a huge fan of John Wick, and just the guns that Taran Butler produces, not necessarily Taran Butler himself.
But different review.
The guns are amazing, but I had to have one of these. So we pulled some strings. Fortunately, our good buddies at RSR helped us out and got us one of these early for me to do some demo with and to get some firsthand experience with a novice Canik shooter. I mean, before we put hands on this today, 100 rounds max out of different frames total.
Yeah, pretty close. I've tried some stuff during demo, events, different range days, things like that. But it's always been like half a mag, couple rounds here, couple rounds there. And I've always seen people shooting them at competitions for years, and going back all the way to when the first TP9 SFX really started getting popular. Every time I went to a 3-gun match, half the guys there, it seemed like, were running Canics. I do remember they had the issue with magazines. Then they went with Metgar. That fixed up all their problems. That was years ago. But since then, they've constantly been one of our best performers in the shop. I've never heard a single customer ever have a problem with it. Surprisingly, I've almost never seen one come back as a used gun in like 5 years of doing business with them. So when guns don't come back as used, it means people like them. So
let me tell you a little bit about this thing real quick, and I'll summarize it, which is rare on this channel. This is essentially a Canik rival with a Radian ramjet on the front of it. If you've ever shot a Radian ramjet out of a Glock, it is a 2-port comp on the front of the barrel, but they essentially started with a rival, cut it back a little bit on the slide to make room for the comp, and it performs, and the recoil impulse is very similar to shooting a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 with the ramjet on the front of it.
Yeah, it's very controllable. But it doesn't feel kind of overbearing like some of the other competition
it doesn't go
shot. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it snaps it downward. It feels like it just kind of removes some of the natural recoil and allows you to just shoot faster and shoot more controlled, which you're probably going to see a lot of clips of us trying to shoot it as fast as we can.
Yeah, we're going to clip in. We got done with the range trip. We shot about 200 rounds in different various drills. And between reloads and running fast transition targets, 2s across the board on 3 targets, and we were shooting about anywhere from 5 to 7 yards. I'd say we were shooting between 15 and 20 feet or so.
Relatively close.
Yeah, we were trying to show how fast this thing can run. I mean, none of us are Vinny level, but for Monsoon, that guy is just on a different planet. But we ran it pretty fast. There's some drills that we did. We'll clip all that stuff in here of us shooting it, and then we'll clip in some of the longer stuff at the end of the video if you want to hang around and watch that. But it's a rival. It's a rival that has a 2-tone paint job done to it that's in a bronze. Out of the box, if you're familiar with Canics at all, they come with a shitload of case candy. This is no different. One of the things I do like is the fact that it comes with a second recoil spring, because I don't know if you noticed it, I think this thing is oversprung from the factory. And we're shooting 115 brass out of it. We're shooting MagTech 115. But I think this thing may be oversprung based on the recoil impulse that I'm feeling.
Maybe just a hair.
But it gives you the softer recoil spring in the box, which
right.
is super nice.
That being said, we didn't have any reliability issues with it as far as cycling or anything like that.
Other than user error.
Yeah, any malfunction that we experienced on the range could purely be explained by us just hitting a button too quick or not enough or something like that.
So the gun comes with a flush base plate mag, which is a weighted base plate from Taran. It's even got the Taran Tactical engraving on the bottom of the mag plate. And then you get one extended 20-round mag. These things are amazing. We've had a single issue with feeding. They run great. They drop free because they're pretty heavy on the back end.
They also hold up really, really great to slamming into the concrete floor over and over again. I know a lot of companies, people have said they have issues doing drills in indoor ranges because that mag hitting a cement floor over and over again will break it. These, they still look like they're brand new, and we've done dozens and dozens and dozens of drills.
Metgar mags, steel mags, best in the world. They work great. The base plates and how they operate and how they're put on the gun, it's impossible for them to fly off unless a screw shears. So these work great. Problem is, this is my personal gun, so I went to try to buy some extra ones from Taran's website. Sold out.
Good luck.
They have like orange and pink and some other ones, but if you want the color match ones, you're not getting them. So I went to Springer Precision and bought their back plates, or their base plates that are +3s that mount very similar with a stop to where it's impossible for them to come off. These ran lights out, no problems. So if you're looking for one of these guys, you've got one already and you want some extra mag plates, check out Springer Precision. I wish I had a promo code or something. I don't. This is just for my personal shopping. They work great if you get the mag plate and the spring kit, and you're going to save $20 a piece because it doesn't say Taran Tactical on it.
Let's talk about how hard these guns are to get right now.
Holy shit. Yeah. So we saw this release 2 days before it was launched at SHOT Show.
Yep.
And we initially were like, oh my God, how many can we order? And our order size we're allowed to do was what, 20?
Yeah, so
at a time?
We told them, give us as many as you can.
Didn't we tell Alex 100 initially, and he's like, he laughed out the door.
So we told him, give us as many as you can. And then we tried to call them back a week later to see if we could get more. And they told us that at SHOT Show, they pre-sold what they were capable of producing for probably the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to be able to get a gun for 2 years. It means that between all the dealers in the entire country who called and they ordered, all the big box stores, all the distribution warehouses all across the country, we asked for enough of these guns to meet 2 years worth of production. So any new orders being placed will be very far in the future, but you will see these guns start to trickle in as they go to the mainstream distribution networks and certain things like that. But of all the ones that we were able to get a hold of, they ended up all being pre-sold, and they all ran out the door.
It's the first time we've ever had to turn a pre-sale off.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. It's the first time we've ever, in the history of our company, had to shut off a pre-order.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
So, moral of the story is, ordering direct from Canik, we hit our capacity up and through at least till 2025. However, the way that Canik and Century work is a lot of their production goes to distribution. So we will still get them in onesie twosies, but it's not going to be a regularly stocked item at least for the next 12 to 18 months.
Probably
unless they crank up production, which I don't foresee happening. But it's an amazing gun overall. Couple of little nuancy things that they improved from the rival that I really like. Stupid thing, the front of the trigger is also now textured, which is really nice. The other thing is how the optic mounts. So on the regular rival, which I have behind me, it has a real tall plate. It's like a 1/4 inch tall plate that the whatever footprint you want mounts to it. I'm a Trigicon guy, so
kind of like the
SRO.
Kind of like the Glock MOS system.
Yeah,
it's very similar.
That's height. This one is completely different. So it's like a single tiny piece of steel. It's real thin, and it has chamfers on the side that ride like a wedge that they milled into it. So it gets about as close to direct mill as you possibly can. There may be 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters of thickness there to be able to add your SRO or your RMR or anything else. And we'll show a couple of close-up shots, but this has an SRO on the front of it, which has a hood that sticks out and protrudes out the front. And it is, a 16th or 32nd of an inch between the housing and the slide itself. Anything more, it might impact the extractor. So the optic gets mounted much lower than it does on the regular rival.
Right, which is going to get you onto target a lot quicker. It's going to feel much more natural to aim. And we saw that exactly when we were out at the range. The gun comes up quick. It shoots fast. It cycles blazing fast. The recoil is completely controlled. And it's just a lot of really fun to shoot. Personally, my favorite part that's different between this and just a general regular rival is going to be the incredibly aggressive grip texturing that they decided to do, especially on this back strap. This back strap is spiked like craziness.
If you have little girl computer hands, like I do.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. You get some rash, man. Oh, boy. I don't have little hands, but I don't work with my hands anymore except for typing on computers and trolling on the interwebs. But it is aggressive. You love shooting aggressive grip.
Right. I shoot incredibly aggressive grip pistols, so I'm fairly used to my hand feeling tore up when I'm done shooting. So this was no stranger for me, but I really appreciated it because when you're trying to go fast, what ends up happening is you're going to take shots with a less than favorable grip.
Yeah, 100%.
And if the gun can bite into you nice and hard, it's going to really give you that extra confidence to push fast and hard.
So we were doing 1R1s in under 2.5, and we were getting close to under 2. You got under 2 one time.
Yeah, I had one drill that was sub 2 seconds from the draw.
And then we were doing 3 targets, 2s across the board, and we were trying to do that under, a second?
I think it was under 1.5 from the draw.
Yeah, everything was from the draw. And then we each did one bill drill at the end, but they both sucked. Yeah. I just wanted to get it on slow-mo so I can clip that in here, but they were terrible. But the funny thing is my grip is shit on that.
The only thing I could say about it that could be a negative is I was really, really impressed by the steel frame rivals.
They're heavy.
And I know that Canik has such a hard time getting those out, especially, in quantity. But if they could have made this into a metal frame gun, not that I think it needs the extra weight, but if it had the extra weight, I really wonder what it would have felt like. That was kind of my only thing. I mean, I definitely agree this is an improvement over the original rival, which that's a gun that we've had in our rental rack since the day we've opened this place. And it's one of our most popular rented guns. People borrow it for competition shoots all the time, for classes they take all the time. And that gun has held up over the years extremely well. I expect this gun to perform as good, if not better than that gun. I just wonder with last year's new hotness of a rival, if there's any elements that could have been combined there to really make an even better gun.
Overall, 1 to 10, what would you grade it being a non-Canik guy? I feel like my opinion is really biased, so.
I would say I would give it a 9. And here's why I would give it a 9. I think that there is more room for improvement, but this is a $950 gun.
$949.99
Right.
MSRP.
If you see it anywhere on the internet for more than $950, that is someone trying to rip you off.
Go back a few videos ago where it's on the ammo and price gouging. Right now, I'll call him out by name right now.
Oh, yeah.
Palmetto State right now has that gun at $1,500.
No.
On sale.
It's $1,600.
Okay, $1,599.99.
And then they have it slashed like it's on sale for $1,299.99. That is a ripoff of $350 over MSRP.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely absurd.
It's price gouging.
It's price cap.
Price gouging 101.
It's ridiculous. So when I give this gun a 9, I give it a 9 in the context that this is a factory comped, upgraded trigger, very aggressive texturing, sub $1,000 gun. For that price point, I don't know if there's really anything comparable.
I agree. I'm very biased, but as a non-Canik shooter, I will say myself, that is the best striker fired trigger from the factory on the planet. It beats a Walther. It beats an H&K. That's a striker fired trigger. Obviously, single action only guns you can get a little bit better, but striker fired trigger, best bang for the buck in the world.
I may agree with that. The Walthers are pretty good, but
very good.
But I would have a really hard time trying to tell you that a Walther is better than this gun. If anything, they're both right there, right at the top. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can't get a gun with a trigger like that, with a comp setup like that, with aggressive texturing both on the slide and the frame.
All the milling and stuff on the slide too. I mean, it's got window cuts for days.
For less than $1,000.
Yeah, it's insane.
And that comes with extra mags. It comes with a holster. It comes with a carrying case.
So let's talk about the holster real quick. So I want to run this thing. Trying to find a holster for it is very difficult. But the funny thing is, it fits in a rival holster.
Right.
And they don't make a holster for the rival that you can get easily that mounts to Safariland forks if you want to run it on a belt like we have.
But they did leave you enough room to be able to convert it to
you got to Bob Vila the shit out of it to get it to work with some forks.
A file and a drill bit in a dark room and a little bit of Kydex dust, and it all worked in the end.
It works out just fine, but you can make that thing work. I've got it on that belt right there. The factory holster with a Safariland fork and an $8 holster screw kit, the Chicago screws from Amazon, and you can make it work.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, but man, they downgraded the type of holster that it is. They went from the rival with those really nice thick Kydex holsters that had the Safariland 3-bolt pattern on them, and then they slapped Taran Tactical's logo on there and made it really freaking cheap.
I think they went to the RTI hanger triangle pattern that doesn't perfectly match up with Safariland.
It's goofy. I mean, it works. The holster is a decent holster. It has retention to it too, but I took it and made it work for my belt because I wanted to run it in this league, and it's working okay. I mean, it's not my first choice. I'd rather have T-Rex make one, but Lucas won't make one for the rival for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't understand that one either.
They're a popular gun. I mean, they're all over the place, but It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I am a big fan. The case Candy Canic does better than anybody else. The case, it comes with this giant pelican-like case with its 2 layers. I wish I had it, but it's at my house right now. And then you even get a gold coin similar to like the John Wick Continental coins. So super, super awesome gun, man. I'm just blown away by how awesome this thing is.
I don't think it's good enough to persuade me to cross over to the dark side. I think I'm going to stick with my Smith & Wessons. But I would never be disappointed to shoot this gun again. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty slick setup. So I'm definitely happy with what they put out. I'm super stoked with everybody's jumping on the bandwagon with finally diving more and more into Canik because they definitely deserve it. I mean, Canik makes a price point gun from $299 up to $949. So, but yeah, this thing's super duper cool. I don't really have a whole lot else to add to it. It's a sweet gun. Now that when we're talking about this with the price point, everything else, that's without the glass. But
right. I would just say, if anything, what this gun really does is it encourages you to get out and try to get your hands on a rival. Like I said, we've had a rival in our rental rack for a very, very long time. They're great guns. They're super fun to shoot, and they're very, very affordable. For someone trying to get into competition shooting, I don't think there is a better introductory competition shooting gun than a basic, Canik rival. These pistols are absolutely great. They have great texturing, great feel to them. They come with an amazing trigger and oversized controls. If you go and you look at our league shooters, I'd say a big portion of them are using one of these guns or a variant of this gun, and they're just out there rocking it and getting the job done. So for the price, they're really hard to beat.
Yeah, retail and something like that I think is mid-6s. So to be able to get into a competition-ready gun with the flared magwell, with the extended mags, oversized controls, optic cut, lightning cuts on the slide.
I mean, you
can't beat it.
You're getting a gun with dang near every bell and whistle for the same price as a Glock that has nothing.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I mean, It is awesome. And for anybody out there who wants to try to be a tough guy, the reliability of these things is getting to the point where it's holding up with everybody else in the legendary fields, Glock, Smith, things like that. Will it torture test as well as a Smith does? Probably not, because nothing torture tests as well as a Smith does. But these things, longevity-wise, are holding up with 20, 30,000 rounds through them over and over again. There's studies all over the internet that are showing that. So these things are great. But you got anything else to add?
That's it.
All right. We appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us. Stop by next week. Don't forget, this video drops on Monday. ATF events this weekend. So hope to see y'all there. And then with anything else, he's Andrew. I'm Zach. We'll see you soon.
Ready?
So Delta Charlie Alpha 100.
Oh, damn! There we go. 1.08. There you go. 1.06.
A little high.
0.96, but we missed the head.
Oh, damn it. 341.
So your first shot was awesome. Your second shot is a fucking Delta. 257, 174, 83 the first shot.
Wow!
You're regressing in other areas. Put it all together.
Put it all together. We have all the different ingredients.
Your draw to first shot is 3/10 slower than what it was earlier.
We got all the ingredients. Let's bake this pie.
You ready?
Shoot ready.
148.
I got an A.
Your first shot, 59. That's it. 217, 143, 74 to first shot. You have a Charlie, but it's still close.
Nice.
There you go. 214. Again. 198.
Yeah, boy.
129, 69 to first shot.
Sub 2 second with 2 A's.
Oh, is that your last round?
Yeah, I'm out. 2.5 exactly with 2 A's.
Hold on.
Draw to first shot was exactly a 0.75, and our reload was a 1.75.
Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and look at where the alpha is.
On the A.
It's punching this triangle.
Oh, that's it. Walk off. Walk off. You got home run first shot.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I said under 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly 2.5.
Yeah, okay. That was sweet, though. Oh, right in the nuts.
2.22 with a 0.5 flat draw to first shot. There you go. 2.3. 2 A's. 2.42.
Always.
0.66 draw to first shot, 1.76 in the reload. That 1.75 reload seems to be like your good reloads, or right at 1.75. If you can get that draw to first shot down closer to the 0.5, I think you can get to like sub 2.3. Good accuracy.
Okay.
Got this?
Yep.
5-1 with 2 misses.
I hit.
You hit with the magazine.